cheesecake. Less like a traditional cake and more like a custard. This favorite dessert of mine is rich, luxurious, and super simple to make. Because cheesecake batters don't contain flour, the ingredient that gives them structure and stability are eggs, hence why it's more like a custard than a cake. The cheesecake we'll be making in this lesson is the most basic of cheesecakes. This will teach you the fundamentals so that you can explore with different flavors later on. Now as for baking temperatures, you'll want to bake your cheesecakes at a low temperature of 300 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And they should also always be placed in a water bath, which will help to regulate the temperature of the oven, keeping your cheesecake moist without over baking. Your cheesecake is done when the center jiggles slightly, but the perimeter of the custard is set. It's also important to cool them in the oven once done, as sudden changes in temperature can cause the set batter to expand and crack. Most, if not all, cheesecakes sit on a base which is made from graham cracker crumbs, sugar, and melted butter. If you wish, you can also add spices to your crumb depending on the flavor of your cheesecake. Finally, we'll also be learning how to make a blueberry compote, which we'll be adding on top of our cheesecake. Compotes differ from coulis, whereby fruits are left whole in their own syrup rather than being pureed. Now with all that being said, let's begin by making the base for our cheesecake. So we'll start by weighing our graham crackers, and we're looking for approximately 180 grams. Next, we'll weigh 85 grams of unsalted butter into a saucepan and 50 grams of sugar. Combine the graham crackers and the sugar into a food processor and process until you have a fine crumb. Next, melt your butter and then pour it in as the processor is running. We'll mix that with a spatula, and here is the consistency we're looking for, similar to wet sand. We'll add that to a spring-form cake pan, and this one is about 8 inches in diameter. Now using a measuring cup, simply press the crust down, ensuring that it's flat and uniform in thickness. We'll now bake this at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. And here's our crust that's turned a nice dark golden brown. Next, we have about 500 grams of cream cheese, and we'll simply cut into cubes so that they can soften much faster. We'll line these onto a large plate and place in the microwave on the softened setting. And this is what we're looking for. You should be able to easily make an indent when pressing with your finger. Next, we have 2 whole eggs sitting in warm water as they just came out of the fridge, and this is a quick, easy way to get them to room temperature. And we'll need our eggs to be room temperature, so when combined with the cream cheese, the cheese doesn't stiffen and remain smooth. We'll add our softened cream cheese to a large mixing bowl, along with half a cup of sugar. I'll begin to beat this on low until it all comes together. And we want a smooth consistency, almost like buttercream. I'll scrape down the sides of the bowl and continue to mix. I'll now incorporate the eggs one at a time. We'll then add in 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and the zest from 1 lemon. We'll beat this until fully combined. And there's our lovely batter. Next, we'll add a square of tin foil to a baking dish, then place our pan in the center and close this tightly on all sides. This is so that our water doesn't seep into the pan and sog up the base or affect the batter itself. I'll pour in the batter. Then pour in boiling hot water, and you don't need much, just an inch high. We'll place in the oven and bake at 325 degrees for 1 hour. Once the hour is up, we'll turn the oven off and open the door slightly to let our cake cool inside for an additional hour. Now for our blueberry compote, add 80 grams of fresh blueberries to a small saucepan, followed by 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of water. We'll mix this really well until the sugar dissolves and the berries start to release some of their juices. Bring to a simmer. Add in 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla and a couple squeezes of lemon juice. Then pour in 1 teaspoon of cornstarch slurry. Mix this well. And here's the consistency we're looking for, coating the spatula entirely. We'll then add this to a deli container and cool at room temperature. So here's our cheesecake, cooled from the oven. I'll remove the foil. And now we're going to add a paper towel over top and secure with a rubber band. And the paper towel will help to absorb any condensation from the fridge as we cool this for a minimum of 4 hours. We essentially don't want moisture building up on cling film and then dripping onto our cake surface. Now after 4 hours, here's our rested cheesecake. I'll run an offset spatula along the edge. Then I'll disengage the tin pan and remove. We're now going to smooth the edges, so using a cake spatula, we'll run it under hot water, then wipe with a towel. Using my right hand, I'll place it over to the left side and glide the blade around the cake like so. Doing this a few times will really change the appearance of your cheesecake. And there's our beautiful smooth edges. Next, using a knife that I've also ran under hot water, I'll wipe dry, and then I'll make my first slice. We'll then want to clean the blade and make our second slice. And here's our lovely cheesecake with an even base and, as you can see, a moist center. I'll plate and then top with our beautiful blueberry compote. And there's our super simple blueberry lemon cheesecake. Now remember, if you want to make different flavored cheesecakes, simply use this recipe as the base for your batter and then add your preferred flavors. Whether it be a pumpkin puree for the fall or a Biscoff spread, the possibilities are endless. In the next lesson, we'll be making another set dessert, however this time from Italy, known as the panna cotta. Bye for now.